Breaking news on CBS2 News at 5. 2 people and 2 dogs have just been rescued after being trapped 14 days in the snow in the Los Padres National Forest. Deputies say the family was stuck in their car on Alamo Mountain. That's about 37 miles southwest of Castaic.
They'd already run out of food and water. An LA County Sheriff's Rescue helicopter hoisted the family and their dogs to safety today. Those deputies who staged the rescue, they're meeting with reporters, and you will hear from them coming up in our next hour on CBS2 News at 6.
And more breaking news. 4 kids have been rushed to hospitals after they were hit by a pickup truck on Hoover Street in South Los Angeles. The fire department says none of the kids was seriously hurt and all of them should be okay.
All right, now the shutdown and the showdown between President Trump and Nancy Pelosi. It takes another turn. It's now become a tug of war over the State of the Union address. This is the 33rd day of the government shutdown, by the way, and federal workers are about to miss yet another paycheck. But instead of ending the shutdown, the president and the Speaker of the House are in a high-stakes battle of dare and double dare. CBS 2's Chris Holmstrom joins us with the latest development. Are there developments, Chris?
Yeah, you know what? That's what we're trying to figure out. But House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and President Trump, at this point, they remain locked in a battle over funding a border wall. But now a new battlefield has emerged in the personal standoff. This time, it's affecting the State of the Union address.
The State of the Union speech has been canceled by Nancy Pelosi because she doesn't want to hear the truth. She doesn't want the American public to hear what's going on. And she's afraid of the truth.
President Trump fired back today after House Speaker Nancy Pelosi sent him a letter pulling her invitation for him to deliver the State of the Union address. Pelosi controls the House chambers.
Why not invite him on that day? Because government is closed. We have said very clearly from the start, when I wrote to him the second time to say, since government is shut down, we do not, let's work together on a mutually agreeable date when we can welcome you to the Capitol to get rid of the State of the Union address.
Earlier, a defiant president sent a dueling letter saying he will deliver the address next week. It reads in part, "It would be so very sad for our country if the State of the Union were not delivered on time, on schedule, and very importantly, on location." The letter had an exclamation mark. Today, federal workers flooded Capitol Hill in protest of the partial government shutdown.
They need their checks. No more food banks.
All of them demanding to go back to work.
Let us get back to doing what we love and let us get paid.
Tomorrow, the Senate is prepared to vote on 2 separate bills to reopen the government. One gives $5.7 billion for the border wall and several changes to the immigration system. The other, which was hammered out with Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, would reopen the government through February 8th, and no money for the border wall. Okay, so neither proposal is expected to pass. As for the drama surrounding the State of the Union address, the president called it a block on the country. He vowed to come up with an alternative event. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, Orange County Coast Keepers is teaming up with the Bob Hope USO to help raise money and collect donations for local Coast Guard members not being paid during the government shutdown.
This Saturday, January 26th from 9 to 11 a.m., Coast Keepers is sponsoring a big cleanup at Huntington State Beach. They're asking people to stop by, drop off donations, including grocery store and gas station gift cards, baby formula, diapers, that's a big one, and baby wipes, toiletries, and any other essentials.
And if you prefer, you can also make a donation online. Just go to our website, CBS LA, and click Seen on TV for a link to the donation website.
Developing news now, former Trump attorney Michael Cohen is delaying his testimony before the House Oversight Committee next month due to, and we're quoting, ongoing threats from the president and his current attorney Rudy Giuliani, end quote. Cohen is heading to prison for several crimes, including violating campaign finance laws by paying $130,000 to porn star Stormy Daniels. Now, sources tell CNN the committee may subpoena the former fixer to force him to testify. That would be February 7th.
And developing news, a sex assault victim searching through social media apparently found his alleged attacker, a drama teacher detectives believe may have even more victims. CBS 2 Orange County reporter Michelle Gili is live at Costa Mesa High School, where a former student is in shock over what's being said about Brandon Neese.
Michelle.
Well, Pat, behind That's right. Behind me here is the Costa Mesa High School Theater. Brandon Neese is one of the newer staff members here on this campus, and we have learned tonight that he has been put on leave. District officials are saying that they don't believe that any Costa Mesa students have been victimized. However, the Orange County Sheriff's Department, which is investigating this case, is saying that Brandon Neese has worked with children for the past 7 years as a director and a choreographer, and they say there is the possibility that there are more victims.
My stepmom called me, and it was just like the worst news I've ever gotten, I think.
Sadness and disbelief is how this former drama student is feeling after news of Costa Mesa High School teacher Brandon Neese's arrest.
He was more of like a friend rather than a teacher to us, and he mentored us, and you know, he was just very funny, and he would always tell us about his wife, and we called his mom and niece, and she would always, you know, he would say like chill pickle or something like that, and he was just like really funny, and everybody loved him.
The Orange County Sheriff's Department says the 25-year-old was taken into custody Tuesday on campus. The allegations are that Neese molested a 13-year-old boy beginning in 2011 while he was the choreographer and director at the Musical Theater Village in Irvine. Investigators say the victim did some research on social media and found out that Brandon Neese was now on staff at Costa Mesa High.
And he told investigators that he didn't want others to be victimized the way he was, and that really empowered him and gave him the courage to come forward and report these allegations.
According to deputies, the crimes occurred over the course of 2 years at several locations around Orange County where the dance group would perform. No one answered at Neese's home in Orange. He bailed out of jail early this morning. And there are no formal charges, at least yet, from the Orange County District Attorney. We have learned from the authorities that Brandon Neese also worked in the past at the Boys and Girls Club in Tustin as well as Fountain Valley. We know that he worked as a dance instructor at summer camps in Newport Beach and also at a musical theater in Long Beach. In Costa Mesa, I'm Michelle Geely. Back to you.
Michelle, thank you. Do you know this man? LA County Sheriff's detectives say he flashed a woman on a Green Line train in Linwood. That was back on December 10th. They say he boarded at Long Beach Station, sat across from the victim, and exposed himself for several minutes. The suspect left at the aviation station near LAX. If you recognize him, call LA County Sheriff's Department.
And breaking news from Central Florida. At least 5 people were shot and killed at a bank. It happened in the city of Sebring, which is about 90 miles southeast of Tampa. Police say a man called 911 to report he had fired shots inside a SunTrust bank. That man was later arrested. The suspected gunman is identified as 21-year-old Zephan Xavier. He lived in the area. It is unclear what prompted that deadly shooting.
School bus scare in Santa Fe Springs today. The bus hit a wall, nearly hit a house. The crash happened on Pioneer Boulevard near Blue Jay Lane. No students were on the bus, only the driver, and the driver was not hurt. After 6 days on the picket lines, LAUSD teachers and students went back to school today.
Parents are so happy.
Yeah.
Our Cara Finstrom spoke with students and teachers about what's next now that the strike is over.
Teachers and students hugged this morning at Gratz Elementary, relieved the historic 6-day LAUSD teacher strike is over.
It felt different without my teacher. He teaches me a lot.
This is the start, and then we're just going to keep on fighting from here. But it's an excellent starting point.
Teacher Valerie Peralta wore a shirt today that spelled out why teachers went on strike and says the lesson of the day will be compromise. She says the lost days of pay will be tough, but she felt it was time to take a stand.
The union keeps us strong.
At Franklin Elementary in Los Feliz, teachers stood together on the front steps, singing, chanting, and welcoming students back. The deal that was struck will give teachers a 6% pay raise, reduce class sizes, and add nurses, counselors, and librarians. The district says it's investing as much as it can while keeping the district financially sound. This high school senior joined in on the picket lines and tried to keep up with her AP classes at the same time.
I still kept in touch with my teachers, with my AP, so they were emailing us, showing us AP, homeworks.
Superintendent Austin Buhner said you can't undo decades of underinvestment in 1 week. He says he's now hoping to work with teachers and with families to try and get more funding from Sacramento. Reporting here from downtown, Cara Finstrom, CBS 2 News.
Gotta go for the whole music. The guitar riff is great. 11 days until Super Bowl 53 right here on CBS2.
Yes, the Rams versus the Patriots. And of course, we know our team is going to win. Sure we do.
Sure we do.
Jim Hill is here with more on the countdown to kick off.
And when you think about it, between the conference championships and the Super Bowl, there's 2 weeks. The first week is the most important week to get all of your work done. That's for sure, as the Rams continue to put their game plan into place before heading to Atlanta for Sunday's big contest called, of course, Super Bowl 53. Head coach Sean McVay has stressed really sticking to the same routine all season long, and that isn't going to change now. After the team arrives in Atlanta, we all know there will be a number of extra responsibilities and distractions. So McVay wants to get a lot of preparation done this week.
We want to try to get the majority of our plan in this week so that you can try to, be cognizant of the distractions that'll take place and not really trying to overload our players with a lot of new information that isn't necessarily indicative of we don't want these guys thinking. We want them to be able to go play, be decisive, and that's kind of the approach that we'll take. So it'll be more similar to a normal game week with the addition of tightening things up that following week.
Oh, it's going to be a lot of fun. And one of the strengths of the Rams defense is their defensive line led by, of course, Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh. The Patriots know they will have to do a good job stopping those two if they want to come out on top.
Definitely going to be a, task for us. They have a great front, and those two guys in the interior, their name ring bells and definitely worthy of it. And, we're looking forward to competing with those guys.
Now, the Ram players were off today, but kicker Greg Zuerlein was added to the injury report with a left foot injury. But McVay has said they do not anticipate anyone missing this, and that's for sure. Yeah, boy. Not even us.
Yeah, we're not going to miss it either. That's for sure. Okay. All right, Jim.
Thanks.
Well, still to come here at 5 o'clock. Imagine Eric Dickerson knocking on your door. Now imagine Eric Dickerson knocking on your door to give you 2 tickets to the Super Bowl along with an all-expenses-paid trip to Atlanta. Wow, that's exactly what happened to a local man today, and we will show you.
CBS2 is your home for the Rams, and we are your home for Super Bowl 53. Rams Patriots in Atlanta, Sunday, February 3rd. And the only place you can watch that game is right here on CBS2.
And now we have breaking news. Sky 2 is over a 2-alarm fire that's burning in the 9400 block of Moran Street in Westminster.
Yeah, Pat, they think that it started, there's a lot of shops in there, but they think it started in the bridal shop and then started, you can tell it spread to at least one other shop.
Yeah, but we see a lot of white smoke there, which is apparently a good sign. I don't see any flames from here. So apparently, according to Orange County Fire, they've made some good work of this fire. Yeah. And no injuries that we know of so far.
All right.
Well, straight ahead here at 5, abused and left for dead, a dog beats the odds, and today took the final step on the road to recovery.
And he turned around in the nick of time. Oh boy, coming up, we'll show you what happened next.
Hey everybody, I'm Garth Kemp. Get ready, still some wind action, but beautiful days. Your forecast is coming up.